We all love our pets, but we love to travel too. And sadly, they can't always come along for the ride. Don't stress. Trusted House Sitters connects you with verified sitters who will stay in your home and care for your pets, all in exchange for a place to stay on their travels. So, while you're off exploring, your pets get to stay safe and happy at home, right where they belong. Find a loving in-home pet sitter today at TrustedHouseSitters.com.
Hi, this is Knox from the Popcast with Knox and Jamie. And maybe like us at the Popcast, you also know people who have been smokers or vapors. And Zyn is the one product it seems like everyone is talking about. Because there are many good reasons to make a change to Zyn nicotine pouches. Reasons like Zyn nicotine pouches are still America's #1 choice for smoke-free, hands-free nicotine satisfaction. And you can choose between 10 varieties, each variety available in either 3 or 6 milligrams. Check out Zyn.com/find to find Zyn at a store near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but Mint's premium wireless is $15 a month. But I'd like to offer one other perk. We have no stores. That means no small talk. Crazy weather we're having. No, it's not. It's just weather. It is an introvert's dream. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Dude, did you order...
The new iPhone 17 Pro? Got it from Verizon. The best 5G network in America. I've never looked so good.
You look the same.
But with this camera, everything looks better. Especially me.
You haven't changed your hair in 15 years. Selfies? Check, please.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro, designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever. With eligible phone trade-in and unlimited ultimate. Any condition guaranteed. Best 5G source root metrics data, United States, 1H 2025. All rights reserved. Trade-in and additional terms apply for all offers. See Verizon.com for details.
Don't raise your voice to prove you're right. Focus your mind with every word of irrefutable fact you can find. Because conviction is the calm that comes when you know that you really do know. People who read the Financial Times know that they can shape their own perspectives with confidence because their viewpoints are informed by genuinely unbiased journalism. Clarity and conviction. Source, FT. Subscribe to the Financial Times at ft.com/sourceft.
Hello, I'm Sarah, and welcome to day 7 of 31 days of Halloween. I've got 3 stories to share today. I'll get straight into them. Are you ready for the first story? I truly believe divine intervention saved mine and my neighbours' lives. This happened a couple of months ago. My wife and I were really struggling in our marriage and had been teetering on divorce for months. Really only staying together because we had 2 babies. We had a disagreement a few days prior to this that we could not see eye to eye on, and she ended up asking me to leave the house for a few days so she could have some personal space. The relationship with my family had recently soured, and I really didn't have anywhere to go. So I packed my clothes into those big plastic bins and put them in the back of my truck and stayed living out a bit for the time being. I work about 45 minutes away from home, so I just stayed in the city I work in and bounced back and forth between a couple of spots to sleep. Eventually, my wife and I settled our differences. I came back to the house. We were still skating on thin ice, so I left all of my belongings in my truck and was sleeping on the couch. In the mornings, I would just go outside and grab my work clothes out of the bins, start the truck to get the heater going, and then come inside and get ready. I have to get to work at 5 a.m, so I usually wake up at 3:45, get dressed and ready, leave at 4 and get to work around 4:45. I have alarms set in 15-minute increments, from 3 to 3:45. But the 3:45 has a different sound, so I know it's time to get up and don't just mindlessly silence it. On this morning, my alarm went off at 3:47, which I thought was super odd. It's an FFDP song that starts very aggressively and startles me awake enough to convince myself to jump out of bed. I say that because the song started at 3:47, and I know it wasn't just my alarm going off for a couple of minutes before it finally woke me up. I immediately walk outside to start my truck and notice that my cargo and dome lights are on, and my door is slightly ajar. Probably opened about 1/4 inch from latching. I didn't really think anything of it, and figured I hadn't shut the door all the way when I got home, or my wife had gone out to grab something during the night. I started the truck, got my stuff, went inside to get ready, then left for work without incident. I know it definitely wasn't the responsible thing to do, but the holster for my gun had broken after years of use, so I'd been leaving my gun in my glove box to make sure I didn't forget it in the morning, since I have to drive through a couple of really bad parts of town to get to work during some of the peak crime hours. However, I always lock my truck when I get home, and I guess for some reason I skipped that last step the day before. On my way to work, I realised that my gun wasn't where I normally left it. Then it hit me that the cargo and dome lights have a 5 to 10 minute timer on them before they shut themselves off automatically. At that point, I came to the realisation that my alarm probably went off a couple of minutes late because, had it gone off at its normal time, I probably would have walked outside to find myself confronting a robber with a shiny new loaded gun in his hand. To top it off, one neighbour is almost always outside having their morning smoke when I leave for work, and just so happened to also wake up late that morning. Then the person catty-corner to us has a whole surveillance system with cameras all around his house and a TV in his living room with a live feed from them. He's a real night owl and said he decided to go to sleep less than 5 minutes before the thief came around. Both of my neighbours and myself are definitely the type to confront someone in a situation like that. It really just seems like too many things added up just right for no one to get hurt, for it to be just a coincidence. P.S. I don't need a lecture about gun safety. The lesson was learned. Now, I've had a divine intervention of sorts myself. I have spoken about this before. When Maisie was a tiny baby, the first time I took her out, I was walking along a main road with her dad, and then I got opposite to the cemetery where my nan is laid to rest. And a voice or something said, "Go through that gap in the bush." So I went through the gap in the bush, bearing in mind she's in this old pram that I borrowed from my sister, and it's rickety and we have to go across the grass if we go this way. But anyway, I went through the gap, did as I was told, and then as we drew parallel to the entrance of this big park, there was a crash, and I think we would have been about level. And even if it had happened in front of me, because I had really quite a bad postnatal depression, I think that would have been even worse. I wouldn't have gone out of the house. So it's really interesting to me that if something had happened a different way, something bad could have happened. It's really, really interesting. Are you ready for the second story? My boyfriend's brother was warning me of his impending death. A few years ago, I started feeling like I was being watched in my room. The strange thing was that it only happened to me. No one else in my family felt anything. As days passed, the feeling got worse. I even started seeing a little boy, around 5 or 6 years old, walking around my room and playing with the soccer balls I had. He would knock them off the shelves or jump from one corner of my room to another. I didn't understand what I was seeing. I only knew that it made me extremely anxious. My mum didn't believe me when I told her what was happening. One day, while I was on FaceTime with my best friend, she suddenly told me that someone was standing behind me. I was terrified, but I thought she was joking until she sent me a screenshot. In the picture, there was a child standing right behind me. I showed the image to my mum, and that's when she finally believed me. She took me to a medium to try to figure out what was going on. The woman told me that the spirit of a young child was warning me that someone close to me was going to pass away soon. She said that I was meant to deliver his farewell messages to his mother and family. At the time, I didn't understand what she meant. Then, the day came. My boyfriend at the time went on a family vacation, and during the trip, his younger brother was caught in a strong ocean current and drowned. After that, the strange activity in my house intensified. But one night, in a dream, I was able to speak with the boy. He told me everything he wanted his mother to know so that she could finally let him rest in peace. I arranged to meet with his mum and told her everything that had happened. I was afraid she would think I was crazy, but instead she cried and hugged me. She thanked me for bringing her words that made her feel close to her son, words that only the two of them would understand. The author of this story was extremely brave because of the circumstances. You never know how somebody's going to take that news. Now, if I lost a child, heaven forbid, I don't know how I'd take that news, to be perfectly honest. And it's a bit, I've been close to it, and that was bad enough. I never want to go through that again. What happened with George? It's awful. And I've had friends who, I've also spoken about this, who went on holiday and didn't come back. And it's just devastating. So whenever any of my children go away, I'm like, please come back safely, I'm awful. I'm surprised I even leave the house. Are you ready for the third story? Invisible Being in Pennsylvania woods. It was 2009-ish. I was living on the road for 2 years, hitchhiking and riding trains. I was a dumb 18 to 19-year-old. I'd been all over the country, West Coast multiple times, Southwest, and decided to see the East Coast. And went to a small festival there. It's called a Rainbow Gathering. They're kind of like big meetups of traveller kids, old hippies, tramps, those kinds of people. They're always in state parks or national parks. Rangers will patrol it, and police sometimes show up, but for some reason, it's allowed. Not sure how, but these have been going on since the 70s, I think. Some people who show up are hardcore train hopper gutter punk types, and some are super chill Christians who will wash your feet. It's a very unusual festival. There are smaller regional gatherings and a big national gathering where thousands of people show up. Kind of the poor man's Burning Man. Huge fire pits get dug out, elaborate latrines, hundreds of drum circles. Free food is constantly made from kitchens, which are just camps, devoted to make food for all us bums. Well, I met some friends at a smaller regional one in Florida, and we parted ways, never thinking I was going to see them again. One was named Anna, and we sort of hit it off. I hitchhiked north all the way to upstate New York when I caught wind of the national gathering, which was going to be in Pennsylvania. I figured I might as well go. I got to this gathering early, in the Allegheny National Park, and helped set up, trying to meet people, kind of looking for my group, not sure where I was going to be camping. One day I ran into Anna, who I had met in Florida. Me and her had some spiritual conversations in Florida, talking about fairies and UFOs. She had some unusual stuff happen to her when she was a kid. So she and her buddy had just gotten to PA, and we decided the three of us were going to team up. We noticed a ton of people showing up to this thing. It was getting really crowded, so we decided to move camp to a more remote area. We chose a spot off the main trail, which goes from the parking lot to the gathering. It's a couple of miles long, and there's a lot of foot traffic going up and down, people going in and out of the festival, but we had some space. This happened around dusk. Me and Anna were sitting by a little twig fire, stone cold sober. Alcohol isn't really allowed at a gathering. It does still get in, but there's a camp at the parking lot called A Camp, where all the drinkers stay. There's of course other drugs at these festivals, but me and Anna and her friend just weren't into the whole drum circle scene. We'd just gotten done having a deep talk about spirituality when we started to feel hungry. I stood up to start heading down to the main circle, which is where everyone can get one big meal a day. We're standing up when Anna says, "Hey, do you hear that?" And I said, "No," and just kept putting out the fire with my foot. And she was like, "No, hey, shh, listen." So I stopped, and I could hear the sound of someone walking through the forest. The thing that was weird about it was that it was coming from a direction where there was no festival. So the festival was down below us, about half a mile if we were looking down the trail. And this sound was coming from our left, where it's just hundreds of miles of Pennsylvanian woods. The parking lot is way up the trail, a few miles behind us. It was odd, because it sounded like a person speed walking towards us. I didn't think deer, because they wouldn't be coming up to a fire pit. I genuinely thought it was just some lost hippie. As this sound was getting closer, there were some people walking down the trail, and some walking up the trail. There's a weird custom called Nick at Night. If you yell, "Nick at Night," a dude with a tin can full of tobacco will come find you and roll you a cigarette. There's about 10 of them walking around, and their sole job is to maintain everyone's nicotine habit. They get a ton of donations from A Camp. So anyways, these two groups run into a Nick at Night kid, and now are all standing together on the main trail talking, about 10 metres below us, oblivious to us. So, while that's happening to our right and below us, this sound of someone walking from our left has gotten so close that we should be seeing who or what it was. And there just wasn't anything there. I was frozen, kind of stuck in a state of confusion. And I think Anna was too. No fear, just why aren't we seeing it? We could visibly see leaves and dirt being kicked up, like there was an invisible person walking by. Whatever it was, it went right up to that group of people on the main trail and didn't stop. But it slowed down like it was checking them out. They were totally oblivious to this. They were all smoking, talking, and laughing. It kind of did a turn as it went up to them, and then suddenly did a straight line towards me and Anna. Anna had a keychain with a million things on it, and she was frantically looking for this mini flashlight she had on it. It was dusk, so not bright out, but still light enough we could see the footballs and debris being kicked up. My mind was thinking there's a squirrel or a field mouse hopping on the forest floor or something. The forest floor was covered in dead leaves, but these steps were quick, as if this was a child or a small person walking fast. It's hard to explain with writing. This thing came right up to us. I'm standing on the right of our smouldering fire and Anna to the left. I could hear her just struggling with this keychain. It came right up to me, probably 5 or 6 feet away. There was nothing there. It did the same thing with the group. It slowed its pace, like it was checking us out, like a slow trot. As it went by, Anna said, "Hey," and shone the light where it was. Nothing to see, and whatever this thing was took off at the hill. Just absolutely took off. It was so fast. The footfalls became like a machine gun. If I had wanted to run after it, I couldn't have. A second later, me and Anna took off running in the opposite direction, past that group, and just kept going till we were at the bottom. Funny thing happened. There's people at these gatherings who spend the whole month naked. They'll roll around in the mud and just look like mud people for the whole festival. One of these people we'd seen around was this 7-foot giant of a man, probably 400 pounds, naked, covered in mud and leaves. Me and Anna are in full flight mode at this point. It's dark, and we run right into this guy, scared us so bad. Anna screamed, and we all started laughing, and that sort of cancelled out the panic. We went to go and find our other friend, and it was weird, because Anna was very scared. She kept saying it was because of her, like she had a weird fairy/alien situation happen to her as a kid with her mum, and she felt like whatever this was because of her. I don't know, but she did not want to talk about it after, and I could never get her to elaborate. Me and this other friend, we were all about it. We went back up there. Anna said she wasn't going and wanted us to pack up the tent. And we sort of hung out, tried to look for tracks with our lights. Listened, nothing happened. I've gone from thinking it was an alien, like a grey, to a ghost, or maybe a fairy or a gnome. One person said it could have been a pugwudgie. These are like Native American gnome things that are tricksters and can turn invisible. They're supposed to be in that area, so I don't know.
If you're a smoker or vapor, ready to make a change, you really only need one good reason. But with Zyn nicotine pouches, you'll discover many good reasons. Zyn is America's #1 nicotine pouch brand. Plus, Zyn offers a robust rewards program. There are lots of options when it comes to nicotine satisfaction. But there's only one Zyn. Check out zyn.com/find to find Zyn at a store near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Oh, what could it be? There are so many things. A wood sprite, glimmer man, fairies, pixies. Very magical, but it sounds like the friend was terrified of whatever it was and knew more than she was letting on. Spooky. Well, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
Hi, this is Knox from the podcast with Knox and Jamie. And maybe like us at the podcast, you also know people who have been smokers or vapors. And Zyn is the one product it seems like everyone is talking about. Because there are many good reasons to make a change to Zyn nicotine pouches. Reasons like Zyn nicotine pouches are still America's #1 choice for smoke-free, hands-free nicotine satisfaction. And you can choose between 10 varieties, each variety available in either 3 or 6 milligrams. Check out zyn.com/find to find Zyn at a store near you. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
At Leidos, we make things smarter and more efficient. From saving the DoD over $645 million on digital modernization to already being done with this ad. Leidos, making smart smarter.